Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Make This Go Viral. How y'all doing today on this beautiful Sunday? I just found out it's Sunday, y'all. I thought it was Monday. I was too happy when I found out it was Sunday. What y'all got going on today? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Tracy in the chat, Dr. RBH, Kathy B in the building. Blue Capone in the building. Welcome, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Please be sure to smash the thumbs up. I'm sure y'all did that already, right? So listen, y'all see the title. I ran across the story when it happened, and I contemplated on if I was going to talk about it or not because it hits home with me, with my cousin being taken out of this world because of domestic violence. So when I first, and shout out to Kathy B, because Kathy B wanted to make sure that I seen this story, and she sent it to me yesterday, I think, or was that this morning, Kathy B? I had already seen it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to cover it. But when Kathy B sent it to me, that was confirmation. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it. The I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's very, very disturbing. The woman's name was Keaira Hudson. She married a guy named Adam Bennefield last year, and their marriage quickly went sour. That was this morning. See, that's crazy, Kathy B. And I forgot because I went back to sleep, and it was another day when I wake up. So dang. Well, yeah. Shout out to Kathy B for sending it this morning, and that's what made me go ahead and cover it. But it's really sad because it went sour really quickly, and I'm not gonna blame her at all. But I do wonder, when did she notice her first red flag? I also wonder, when was the first time he hit her? You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell that it didn't just start. They start usually alienating you from family. They gradually do it. And once they get you alienated from family, then they double down on the abuse. And then you end up making excuses for them, or hiding, or, just not letting your family know what's going on altogether. Um, but I did wonder if she knew of his past. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that I'm going to say to all women. I don't care, old, young, middle age, it don't matter. When you meet somebody, you need to look them up in the system and see what kind of crimes they may have committed, because this man was on the record crazy as hell. Okay, I mean, those are normal questions you would ask, and I'm not saying she did or didn't. I'm thinking that she didn't, because had she known that this man had already kidnapped two women, already, I mean, the exact same crime almost, except for he didn't take them out. One of the women jumped out of the vehicle while he was going like 50 miles an hour. So what he did, his ex-girlfriend, who was pregnant, he slams into her car, kidnapped the women at shotgun point, and then the police was on a high-speed chase, trying to catch him. And one of the women jumped out of the vehicle, injured herself pretty bad, but she'd rather do that than go with him. So that's why I wonder if she knew about his record. And then as I was scrolling on her page, some of the things that she was saying led me to believe that she didn't have a good relationship with her mother. It sounds like her mother didn't raise her and her siblings. It sounds like she was trying to break generational curses. And I say this because she had both a post and she had a video of a woman talking about the black sheep and talking about breaking generational curses, and how people might call the black sheep a black sheep because they are trying to be not like them. They're trying to break generational curses. And she said, I have to break all ties with my mother, right? But her mother is the person that she went to when this got really bad. She was staying with her mother. She's supposed to go to court that morning because this bastard was trying to get custody of her kid. And he should have never been let out. He had mental issues allegedly to do the stuff that he did. Yeah, and you know what, Kathy B? She actually made a post like that saying, don't put all your business on Facebook, but ultimately she had to end up doing that to try to save herself. You know, and then the page that I found was a newer page because I literally scrolled all the way to the beginning of her page. And when she created that page, she said, this is my last page I'm gonna create because my stalker keep on reporting my page. Now, I don't know who the stalker was at that time because one of her third profile pictures was a picture of her and this guy. And so when she first posted that she was engaged on her page, some guy did put like a question mark there and was like, and nobody was really paying attention to her post like that either. She also made a comment that she only messed with 2 people in her entire family. You know, again, she said she wanted to break generational curses and said that she was going to cut her mother off completely. She was like, that's fine, well, I'm gonna just cut her off. The day that she went to drop her kids off, well, I'll say the night before, she had posted that she had posted herself in a bulletproof vest because she knew that this guy, what he was capable of. Hold on, y'all, I'm getting ice. Excuse all the noise I'm making right now. And I'm probably skipping all over the place, but I literally let me try to get a handle on it. Let me go back to back in 2000 when he kidnapped those 2 women. That was in 2000. So it sounds like he did 15 years in prison for that. 8 to 15 years, something like that. Because I remember hearing 15. Then I remember hearing he got out in 8. Right? So on top of that, he escaped from prison. I mean, this dude, he was a live wire. And also the family did not support her marrying this guy. Her family didn't want her to marry him. She had made a post saying that she was saying that, you know, she said something about if you didn't come to my wedding or something. Like, it didn't look like it was a lot of people at the wedding. I don't know if it was because they didn't agree with them, but the fact that the family did not agree with it tells me that he was hitting her. I believe he was hitting her before the marriage, right? I believe that. And her family, they actually basically said that, but she felt like she could handle it. See, women always want to build a nigga, and I'ma just say it, even though I don't like to say that word. But a lot of females like to build them and be like, I know he's a mess, but he needs me in his life, and I know that he'll change for me. No. When you get with a person, you gotta accept them and all they bullshit how they are today. Because most people ain't gonna change. Most people been that way since birth, and they ain't gonna change. You're not gonna be the one to make them change. Change comes because you want it to come. And it really bothers me. I mean, I cried tears when she said something like, if something happens to me, I'm not gonna rest in peace. It was something else that she said that really, it made me think about my cousin, actually, because I remember right before my cousin went into the house for that night, she told her neighbor, if something happens to me, tell my dad Damien did it, because that was his name. So that kind of made me think, that did make me think about my cousin, you know. And even when I asked the question, did she know? Because there's always a sign, y'all. Even my cousin, she knew some stuff that that dude had did, but I think it was later. It was after she was already there. And that's where I believe the fear came in, knowing that he had done something similar before. And then they don't tell their closest family because they know that we love them and we not going to sit there and let it happen. We going to make sure other family members know, possibly her dad, uncles, and other people that might get involved. And because they're really scared of the guy, they feel like they want to protect us now because this guy has convinced them that he's invincible, that he cannot not only kick her ass, but can kick the entire family's ass. That's what really be happening. And I know that's why she didn't tell me, because I wouldn't have been quiet. But it was a person she told who kept all her secrets, and nobody knew but her. But anyway, let me get back to this story. Shout out to Big Rooster in the building. Shout out to Shantae in the building. Thank you for coming through. How you doing? She was close with her sister and told her a lot. Yeah, so that same sister, I think her name was Montoya or something like that. She was the one that was talking in the news. She also created a GoFundMe for her children, she said. And it sounds like, well, also her other child's father was on the news saying that his daughter was with him. I'm just assuming that he has the older child with her. I'm doing good. Man, I've been chilling all day. I did not, it was hard getting up because I woke up earlier and then went back to sleep. And I'm telling you, I'm queen lazy mode right now. Looking sleepy and everything. I'm still in the bed. So this is what I'm doing. I'm tired, man. Just a little exhausted. But it's always like that when I work. I grind hard and then I chill for the next few days and do it again. Hold on, let me see, what did I miss? So how many of y'all heard about it? I know Kathy B knows about it. Shout out to James Money in the building. Thank you for coming in. Together We Break Chains production. Hello there, came from April Showers. Well, thank you for coming to check me out from April Showers, and shout out to April Showers for always supporting me and sharing my video and stuff. I really appreciate it. Now, I just think it's funny. Like, I ain't talked to my daughter all day, and I promise you, this girl will call me as soon as I hit the live button. Hold on, y'all. My goodness. Good. She hung up before I could get to it. Okay, so she gonna call back though. Probably gonna call this phone. Hold on. Now she made me forget what I was about to say. Yeah, red flags. Don't put all your business on social media. Red flags. I told y'all she was gonna call this damn phone. I know her like a book. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go out and come back in. She get on my nerves sometimes, but I love her. Hold on, y'all. And can y'all hear me now? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. I went out and then it was acting up. I don't know. It was like frozen or something. Y'all can hear me now, right? Because I see the mic moving a little bit. Hold on, let me listen at my other device. Mic check. Oh, y'all hear me? Okay, I see it. It's such a delay on it, y'all, that I didn't even know. I didn't see it till just now. Okay, so I am going to pull up a few videos and then we are going to yeah, we're gonna get into it. And I would like for people to come up if y'all want to. I want to start having discussions, like at least the people, my channel members, y'all can start coming up and let's talk about stuff. Y'all know I ain't gonna be on here forever, but I just think it's good because shoot, y'all be knowing a lot more. Y'all be knowing a lot just as much as me. Some of y'all, Kathy B, Tracy, y'all be everywhere. I don't get super thirsty till I get to talking. Okay. So I forgot where I left off at right before my daughter called, but because I'm going off the top of my head, so I'm also while I'm playing videos, I'm also look up. No, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna pull up an article first, y'all. And like I said, this guy is no stranger to crime, and he is a punk. Anybody that beat down a woman like that, oh my God, he is not gonna hit a man like that. Okay. 9 times out of 10, he is not gonna challenge a man. He's a punk. Hey, April Showers, thank you for coming in. That video just happened to pop up on my feed. I wasn't subscribed to them. Really? Yeah, I am. I follow that channel kind of heavy. But yeah, that's good. That's probably why it came up too. People that you follow probably follow that channel. That's kind of how the algorithm works. Well, that is how the algorithm works. Okay, so I'm gonna go to one of the articles that I put up. Like I said, this dude. Okay, so this is one of the first articles I believe that was written. Let's see if this video will play right quick. I don't think it will though. And let me see if my earbuds hooked up. Yeah, okay, so this particular article was updated on the 6th. It says a mother of 3 is dead after being shot in her SUV near Shawnee and Richlawn Avenue on Wednesday morning. The mother, she was 40 years old, Keaira Hudson. She was in an abusive marriage. And you know what? Shut up. I hate when. No, get off my phone. Okay. The mother, she was in an abusive marriage with her husband, according to her family members. Hudson's sister, Montasha Jeter, says her sister posted a disturbing video of her being beaten by her husband on social media. She's just been trying to get help. I've been with her going to the police station. She's been texting me, sending me videos, giving her phone password, just in case. So Jeter says her sister was staying with their mother because she feared for her life. She's been staying at my mother's house for the last couple of days, and she was going to go to court today because he was trying to get custody. Boy, like, in what world did he think that he qualified to get custody of some damn kids? He shouldn't have even been out and can't even be responsible for himself. But he want to get some kids. Anyway, let me, where is it at? Okay. So, Hudson unfortunately never made it to court or work that morning or to drop the kids off. And he did this in front of her kids. You sick bastard. So Hudson's family members tell 7 News she left the home Wednesday to drop her 3 children off at school. Hudson's mother says Keaira went so far as to wear a bulletproof vest that morning before she left. Jeter says her mom asked her, "Why were you putting that vest on?" And she responded, "Because he's going to kill me, Mom. You don't understand." Jeter says as soon as Hudson went around the corner in her car, that he smashed, same MO, smashed into the front of her car, got out of the car, and he did this in front of a bus and everything. He didn't care. Got out of the car with a shotgun, and he hit her several times in the head, according to reports. That ain't what this say, but I did hear that. And then his sorry ass just pulled off, leaving his own child that he was trying to get custody of. Get the hell out of here. So the ex-boyfriend and father of one of her children, Andrew Hodge, says that he should have never, it should have never happened. I know he was arrested a couple days ago for domestic violence. And what he's talking about is that video that she posted of him beating her. I mean, he beat her ridiculously. I mean, he was putting all of his might into these punches. So it looked like, you know. It looked like he was putting all his might into them. Even looked like he was trying to pull her pants down at one point in that video. And so she was so scared that she was calling her other child's father, asking him what should she do. So he said, I know he was arrested a couple days ago for domestic violence. Hodge and Hudson's daughter was one of the children in the car. And she saw everything happen, including her mother's murder. Hodge says Hudson was trying to figure out how to keep her family safe. She would call and ask him, saying, "What should I do?" When the video was posted on her Facebook, everybody saw it. Everybody was trying to help her, and this is what happens. That's what Andrew said. Okay, so it happened on Wednesday morning, and it shares similarities to another case involving Benefield that happened 22 years ago. So back in 2000, his weak ass slammed a stolen car. See, he got away with it, so he came back with the same tactic. He slammed a stolen car into the vehicle driven by his ex-girlfriend on Route 33. He then forced her at gunpoint to his ex-girlfriend and her passenger, forced them into the stolen vehicle, and then led the police on a high-speed chase. So, and then they give you the domestic violence information. But I'm saying he did the same thing. They didn't even tell the whole story on here. Because they said this woman jumped out of a speeding vehicle, sustained some pretty bad injuries, but she wasn't going with him. So it just seemed like they don't keep the ones in there that they should. They don't pop the ones that they should. You know what I'm saying? I probably shouldn't have said that, but that is how it seemed like. The ones that really, really, really do the heinous, most crazy crimes always get arrested alive. But this guy, actually, he's still on the run, right? Last thing I heard, they didn't have him, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they got this idiot. So in order for me to pull up a video, I will get on my laptop, but in the meantime, I'm gonna let y'all listen to a video while I do that. Hold on.
There are new questions tonight about why this man was not in custody. A lot of questions.
Why does it sound so crappy?
On the search for a man with a long criminal history. There are new questions tonight about why this man was not in custody.
A lot of questions. Buffalo police call Adam Bennefield a person of interest in the death of Keaira Hudson. Just to clarify, police identified the victim as Keaira Bennefield. You may have heard that. She was married to Adam, but family members tell me that she did not use his last name. Police say Hudson was shot and killed in her vehicle near Shawnee in Richlawn Wednesday morning. Her family tells 7 News she left the house yesterday wearing a bulletproof vest, knowing she was in danger. Right now, Adam Bennefield is not in custody, but he has already spent years in prison. Bennefield was convicted on attempted kidnapping charges in 2000. He was in prison for 15 years, granted parole in 2015. The conditions for his parole expired 2 years later.
The 7 News I-team also uncovered new charges that were filed against Benefield earlier this week. The Erie County District Attorney's Office tells us Benefield was arraigned on several charges on Tuesday. That was 1 day before Hudson was killed. Those charges include assault, criminal mischief, menacing, unlawful imprisonment, and harassment. The DA's office also tells us these were all misdemeanor charges, and he was released because these offenses do not qualify for bail.
Now, see, that I don't understand. How do you do all of that and it be a misdemeanor? Like, but you can sell drugs, and that's like worse than taking somebody out, attempted murder, and everything. Throw the book at them. If you harm a woman or a child, that you just write out. Like, that don't make no sense to me.
Doing a lot of research on this. That is not, of course, sitting well with Hudson's family. We are bringing you team coverage of a story that we first shared with you yesterday. 𝒯𝒄𝓂 is live in 𝒯𝒄𝓂, where police just gave an update on the case a few minutes ago. But we begin with the questions and concerns about why Adam Bennefield is still a free man.
This is just crazy because a lot of domestic violence been going on, especially with females, and the police are not doing anything. The courts are not doing anything.
Montasia Jeter says the system failed her sister, Keaira Hudson. Keaira was shot and killed in front of her 3 children Wednesday morning. Jeter says Hudson was in an abusive relationship with her husband, Adam Bennefield, who has a lengthy criminal record. His most recent arrest, Tuesday, he was arraigned and released.
They knew that this man was a criminal. She should have never let him out in the first place.
Andrew Hodge is the victim's ex-boyfriend and father of one of the kids in the SUV the day Hudson was killed. Hudson's family believes bail reform is to blame. I spoke with New York State Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes, who is a strong supporter of bail reform.
At the end of the day, bail reform is about not incarcerating people prior to a trial. There's a lot of things they could have done with that gentleman besides let him go.
But the clerk for the 𝒯𝒄𝓂 judge that did let him go tells our I-team Judge James Spire's hands were tied because of bail reform, saying the charges, all misdemeanors, were non-qualifying offenses. The victim's family says they won't stop until justice is served. They say there were numerous warning signs, including a video posted on social media appearing to show Keaira being physically abused.
She just bought a bulletproof vest 2 days ago and posted it on Facebook.
And she took a picture last night and said, if this isn't a cry for help, I don't know what is. Buffalo Police Department. Nobody did anything. Nobody has been doing anything.
And now she mentioned the police. Now, the captain of the 𝒃𝒽𝒾𝓃 Police Department speaking moments ago saying his officers did all they could legally. He says a domestic violence advocate was working with Hudson. He also said it is, quote, frustrating when you try, you have so many steps in place and you know somebody is in danger. You know there's a clear and present danger, yet the court has no option but to let this person back out into our community, end quote.
As Hudson's family searches for answers, police continue to search for her husband, 𝒯🾃 live in 𝒃𝒽𝒾𝓃 tonight, where police just gave us an update. Olivia.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, Chief Gold of the 𝒃𝒽𝒾𝓃 Police Department just told us about how this issue within 𝒃𝒽𝒾𝓃 started. It started back on September 28th when the police were called to the family's home for a complaint that Adam had punched Keaira in the face, and police were called to deal with that situation. When they got there, Benefield.
Hold on, y'all. I'm about to come up on this computer in a few minutes because I don't know how well y'all can hear that, but hopefully we have a good live stream with this laptop today. Let me hurry up and jump down for y'all ears blow. Oh. Mic check. Can y'all hear me okay? I think y'all can. Okay. So, okay, I'm about to put these videos up, y'all. 3 kids without a mother, exactly. Druzy, welcome in. Thank you for coming in from April Showers, I believe. I'm not sure though. Hey, Miss V, be careful with the bullies and trolls on social media. I don't want you to get bullied by these people on social media, so please be careful. Trust me, I can handle it. If they want to bully me, they gonna get bullied back. I don't bully, but I don't fight or start nothing, but I will defend myself. So don't you worry about that, Shantae. I am good. But it is a lot of bullies on social media. Dr. RBH talk about it all the time. The audio is good. Shout out to Brooklyn Squad in the building. Thank you for joining us over here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share the videos. So, wait a minute, y'all. I gotta do this first. Okay, let's see if it works awesome today. Okay, this is a little clip. Wait, let me. Y'all want me to play that video I was just playing? Let me know if y'all want me to. I'm going to play this small clip first, but I'll go back to the first one if y'all want me to. Let me know. Let me hit mute right quick. Hold on. Let me play my fair use while I'm thinking about it, y'all. I can't believe I remembered to think about this. Dang. I just got a brain freeze right quick. There it is. Well, not quite. I got to find it, y'all. But it's always good to use the fair use, because when I tell y'all, the news be striking some folks. So I hope they don't do that to me, y'all. This is for educational purposes, learning and teaching and just, to go over it.
Federal law allows
citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe on the copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna let this one play. They talking about him in this one not being a stranger to crime.
Adam Bennefield is no stranger to law enforcement. His brushes with the law and court system date back decades.
The News 4 Investigates team is looking into this. Luke Moretti has the latest.
Adam Bennefield's past includes an escape from a local jail and a violent domestic incident with an ex-girlfriend. Back in March 2000, Benefield was armed with a shotgun when he abducted his estranged girlfriend and another woman on the Kensington Expressway before leading police on a high-speed chase. He was 22 at the time of the incident. Then, in September of the same year, while awaiting trial, he escaped from the Erie County Correctional Facility in Alden by climbing over a 15-foot wall. He eventually surrendered to law enforcement after a 19-hour manhunt. Here's what he told reporters as he was taken into custody.
The reason for all this is because I wanted to get some help. The doctors refused to give me any help. As you see, I slipped my wrist, and I just wanted to get some help. Nobody wanted to help me.
Benefield pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of second-degree attempted kidnapping and first-degree escape. In November 2000, he was sentenced to serve time in state prison. On Thursday, Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia was asked about it.
When he was convicted, he served, I believe it was 15 years for that. It's my understanding he got released from prison in 2015.
Now, he's back on the radar of enforcement, wanted as a person of interest in a fatal shooting Tuesday morning in the city.
Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, wondering if she knew this guy's past. So not only did he do that, what he did, but then he turned around and also tried to take his own self out by cutting his wrist. Did y'all hear them say that? This dude has some serious issues. And dang, he looked totally different to me. Don't even look like the same person. Batshit crazy. Goodness.
And according to police, Benefield is possibly armed and considered dangerous. Luke Moretti, News 4.
Well, good evening once again. We begin with a homicide investigation here in Buffalo and the really disturbing details that we're learning from family members tonight.
I spoke with them today, and Buffalo police telling us that a woman was shot and killed this morning near Richlawn and Shawnee Avenue. Now that's just blocks from ECMC and in front of a school bus stop. This was around 8:30 this morning. I spoke with family members who say it was their loved one, 30-year-old Keaira Hudson, who was killed. They tell me the young mother was shot in her car in front of her 3 children. They say she was married and a victim of domestic violence. And they tell me they know who killed her.
She's just been trying to get help. I've been with her, going to police stations. She's been texting me, sending me videos, giving me her phone password just in case.
Montasia Jeter says her sister, Keaira Hudson, abusive relationship, even posting a disturbing video on social media that shows her getting beaten up. Jeter says her sister was staying with her mother because she feared for her life.
Staying at my mom's house for the last 2 days,
and I'm going to go to court today because he was trying to get custody.
But she never made it to court or work. Family members telling me Keaira strapped on a bulletproof vest, leaving the house Wednesday morning, got in her SUV with her 3 kids, and was on her way to drop them off at school when she was shot and killed.
He must have been stalking her. My mom asked her, "Why are you putting that vest on?" She said, "Because, Mom, he's going to kill me. You don't understand." And as soon as she went around the corner, he killed her. He smashed into the front of her car in front of a school bus, the car with a shotgun, and shot her and pulled off.
Her ex-boyfriend and father of one of the kids in the SUV tells me this should have never happened.
I know he was arrested a couple of days ago for domestic violence.
I think your daughter was in that car.
Yes, she was.
And she saw what happened.
Yes, she did. And there was 2 other kids in the car.
Where's your daughter now?
In the house.
Is she okay?
Yes, ma'am. She would call every once in a while and ask questions and saying, "What should I do?" And the video was posted on Facebook. Everybody's seen it. Everybody was trying to help her. And this is what happens.
The video you sent me was posted on Facebook.
Yes, it was.
She said if anything ever happens to her, she will not rest in peace.
The family telling me that the system failed their loved one. Now, I do thank the victims' families for talking with me today on this unimaginable grief. And you're probably wondering, what about the suspect? Well, I did reach out to the Erie County DA's office and Buffalo Police today. Neither would confirm a name for me. A police spokesman would only say Buffalo Police are actively searching for a suspect. We will stay on top of this investigation for you and for the family. There's so much to this case. I want to remind you, there are resources available for anybody in a domestic violence situation. Erie County Child and Family Services and the Family Justice Center both have hotlines. Those numbers are on your screen. Also available on our website. We have them for you at WKBW.com.
Also tonight, the bail reform debate reignited following the killing of a Buffalo mother. Politicians now weighing in after in this case was arrested and released from police custody 24 hours before Wednesday's homicide. Police tonight still 45-year-old Adam Bennefield. Tonight, Crime Stoppers, $7,500 reward for any information that leads to his arrest. If you know where he may be, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen or simply dial 911.
Now, Hudson's death, a political debate over bail reform a month before today. Some Republicans calling Benefield's release bail reform failure. On the other side, Democrats, some of them feel adjustments could be made to the system as well. The Erie County District Attorney's Office says Benefield was arraigned on a total assault, but all of these are misdemeanors. The DA says these do not meet the state's threshold for cash bail. The clerk for the judge who let Benefield free says the judge's hands were. Today, congressional candidate Nick Langworthy calling on Governor Kathy Hochul to repeal bail reform. His opponent, Max Delapia, he says it must be tweaked.
Kathy conference and call the legislature back to work immediately to this dangerous bail law. But what do they say? They say we need more data. Data. Well, go tell the children that were in the backseat of that car and now they don't have a mother.
Details make all the difference. Your research is certainly part of that. The idea is that bail reform is causing all this problem. And if it's poorly written, it absolutely will. And I would say that one should never take away all judges' discretion.
Today, former state Supreme Court Judge Penny Wolfgang telling me if there are no qualifying offenses, the new law leaves no discretion for bail at all, not flight risk or prior record.
So thank you guys for coming to cover this story. In an effort to keep the public up to date on the actions of the 𝒃𝓃𝓃 Police Department and to be transparent in the steps of our investigation, I felt it was important to get out in front of our community and just update them on the incident that happened this past week in the town of 𝒃𝓃𝓃. On Wednesday, September 28th, officers responded to an address on Barbara Place for a complaint that a female victim was punched by her husband. Officers spoke with the victim, Keaira Bennefield, and based upon their initial investigation, determined that the suspect, Adam Bennefield, should be arrested for harassment. Prior to police arriving at the address on Barbara Place, the suspect had locked himself in the bathroom. Officers were able to gain entry to the bathroom. Due to the condition that the suspect was in when located, officers decided to transport the suspect to ECMC Hospital for both a medical and psychological evaluation. Officers filed for a warrant for the suspect and advised the victim to call the police if he returned. On Thursday, the 𝒃𝓃𝓃 Police Department's domestic violence advocate followed up with this victim. The victim told the advocate that she did in fact suffer injuries from the incident and that she had video of the incident. The domestic violence advocate passed this information along to a CPD detective. The detective called the victim and arranged to have the victim send a copy of the video to the detective so that a further investigation could be completed. On Friday, the detective still did not have the video, so he followed up with the victim and made an appointment to meet with her on Monday to get a copy of the video. On Sunday night, the victim called police because she thought somebody was in her home. Police responded but did not locate anybody. While speaking with the victim showed the responding officers the video of the incident from Wednesday. The video showed a much more violent incident than what was originally reported to the original responding officer. Those officers called in detectives to the scene to begin a further investigation that night. On Monday morning, the victim met with detectives, and based upon new evidence, the charges from were upgraded to a misdemeanor charge and other misdemeanor charges. Officers attempted to locate the suspect to arrest him, but were unable to. The suspect did eventually call the detectives back later that night, and he was advised to turn himself in. The next morning, Tuesday, the suspect did turn himself in to the 𝒃𝓃𝓃 Police Department detectives. He was booked and held to see our court. The detectives notified the court of the threat that the suspect presented to them. The CPD domestic violence advocate made contact with the assistant district attorney handling the case and made them aware of the threat that this suspect presented. The domestic violence advocate was advised that the charges were not qualifying charges and that the suspect could not be held. So the domestic violence advocate insisted that an order of protection be issued. The suspect was arraigned and a stay-away order of protection was issued against the suspect. The suspect was released by the court. After being released by the court, the domestic violence advocate advised the victim that the suspect was released. The advocate was working with the victim to find safe housing and develop a safety plan. The victim stated that she would be staying at her mother's home. We've seen the tragic result of domestic violence this week. We've taken many, many steps, and we've learned from previous tragedies. Our thoughts are with the family, and especially the children of this victim. As police, we are here to protect our public, and we do everything that we can. What that looks like is different for me compared to what my officers on the street can do. They're the first responders. They're the ones who have to intervene when the incident is happening. On my level, on the level of police chief, so our level is above that. We don't get to be the first ones on scene, but we still try to help. Just this past year, a contingent of Western New York chiefs met with some of our local elected leaders to express our concerns on some of the recent changes to criminal justice reform and issues within our state. New York State is the last state that doesn't take into account the dangerousness of a defendant to the community when considering bail. That is something that we've asked for. That is something that we will continue to ask for. And we hope that our elected officials consider those changes. every way you look at it, this is a tragedy. This has affected our community. It's affected a family in our community. It's affected our officers who felt that they were doing everything that they could to keep this victim safe. And tragically, we were unable to. I encourage anybody who can help us get the message out that we need some change, to help us get that message out. At this point, I'll take any questions regarding the incident in 𝒃𝓃𝓃.
So he was charged with second-degree false imprisonment, but there's a 2020 amendment to bail reform that says that they can use bail in an instance of first-degree false imprisonment. Can you explain the differences in those two charges and why he wasn't charged with first-degree instead of second-degree? Charged with second-degree instead of first-degree.
So I would say, so in this incident, as you can imagine, there's been a ton of information. There's been a lot that we have tried to put together at the last minute to get some information out to the public because, you know, the story's spreading. There's a lot of stuff that's going out as far as, you know, what the police did or didn't do to help protect this woman. Off the top of my head, I can't explain that to you. I know that our detectives were called. This wasn't just a street officer who made a decision on the street. The detectives were called in, they investigated. They also consulted with their supervisor on what the charges were to be. And, you know, if a more serious charge would have been applicable, I'm sure that they would have charged it to be able to articulate exactly what the facts of the case were. I don't have that off the top of my head right here.
Can you say how soon after the suspect was released, the victim was notified that he was released?
I know that the domestic violence advocate was present in court. I know that she was working with the district attorney to make sure first that the threat was understood and then that the order of protection was issued. You know, the domestic violence advocate did tell me that after court that the victim was notified. A timeline, I don't know. I would assume that she left court and called, but I don't have the exact times of when that happened.
I understand everything that you're saying, but what do you say to family and friends of this woman who say that this woman was asking police for help because she felt like her life was at stake and they don't feel like the police department protected her from this man?
My concern is that they don't know everything that we did, which is why I had this press conference. You know, clearly, you know, more facts of the case came out as the time went on. The video was never mentioned to the first responding officer. You know, had we had that, there would have been more done sooner. But ultimately, the most serious charge that we could have laid against this defendant, this suspect, was laid after an investigation. There were connections made between a domestic violence advocate with the victim. They were in contact many times prior to Tuesday morning. And, you know, there were just many steps that we have taken. And, you know, as far as going to court, making sure the court knew, making sure the district attorney who was for the arraignment knew, and then ultimately up to the last question of once we found out he was released, the domestic violence advocate went back and even made sure that the victim understood that he was released and was continuing to work on, you know, a safety plan with her. There will be a full review of this case in New York State. Whenever there's a domestic violence related fatality, there is a review that takes place by state agencies to look at it. And I'll be interested, you know, as a chief of police who's tasked with making sure we have good practices in place to figure out if there was something more that we could have done. You know, tragically at this point, from our point of view, you know, we tried to do everything we could to help this young woman, and it ended up in a tragic result.
To that point, how frustrating is it that you're essentially battling against state guidelines, and in this case, it seems as though the justice system failed this woman and this family?
It's extremely frustrating. You know, no matter what guidelines you have, there are evil people in our world, and we will, you know, see tragedies like this. You know, we can't speculate, you know, would he have made bail if there was bail? There's a million things you can look at, but it is extremely frustrating when you try, you have so many steps in place, and you know somebody is dangerous. You know clear and present danger, yet the court has no option but to let this person back out into our community. It's almost like we have to wait till they do something bad enough to keep them. And we recognize that as leaders of police agencies. We recognize that, and we continue the fight to make our voices heard for our public that we are charged with protecting.
Given the history of this suspect, was it possible that the victim could have been placed in some kind of protective custody?
So that's what they were working on, a safety plan and a safe place for her. She had stated to the domestic violence advocate that she felt safe at her mother's house until something better was found for her. Domestic violence housing, that's not really, we don't go into details about a lot of those people who end up there are in fear of being found by their abuser. So, I'm not going to share a whole lot of what that looks like and where we house people, but the steps were in place. The ball was moving. The gentleman was arrested, and right after being arrested, she was advised that in fact he was going to be out and was continuing to work with our advocate.
Do you know if kids were present when this happened?
When what?
In the house, the September 28th assault, do you know if the kids were there, or was it the two adults in the house?
I believe there was one young child in the house. And I know that just from reading the report, one child had gotten on the school bus as the mother was getting home. So
Does that impact charges that you can?
I know that we did do a referral to Child Protection Services based upon the original incident. And that's standard practice. We talk about, going back to your question of, what do we say that, to people who say that we could have done more? There's just so many things. And there's more. This is an extremely complex case. There's a lot more. And just the fact that whenever there's a domestic violence incident in front of children, that we do that referral, that's standard practice. We do that. And in this case, it still wasn't enough.
So the judge that made the decision is a former law enforcement officer, and making the decision, he was allowed to consider factors that would lead to flight risk, any current past charges. Escaped from prison back in 2000. To you as a law enforcement officer, is that a flight risk?
So I can't speak to, the judge's actions, and the judge can't speak to that during an ongoing case either. So, there are going to be some questions that don't get answered. I think when you look at the decision to hold somebody or not, the important thing from my point of view is that there are two decisions made when we talk about bail. Bail can set prior to arraignment by the police and by the court after they get arraigned. And there may be other weird circumstances, but from the police side, we have a set of rules that we have to follow when we arrest somebody, whether we hold them for court, whether we place bail on them, or whether we give them a desk appearance ticket. The court has a totally separate set of rules that I really can't comment on, because that's not the book that we operate out of. So it's a fair question. I think at some point, that's one for the court. So
looking at the video, why weren't these felonies? Because I think most people who've seen the video would say that's it.
Yeah.
So why is it a misdemeanor?
Based upon the degree of injury. In order to rise to a felony assault, you need a more serious injury. And this victim in this case, from the initial incident, the facts of the case, the injuries that were sustained, did not rise to a felony level.
The $7,500 reward was increased from $1,500, correct?
I'm going to stick to the 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓃𝓃 incident, and then I'm going to turn it over to the commissioner to make a statement about the search for the suspect.
What's your history in that family of domestic violence at all?
I can speak specifically just to this incident. And when I tell you, we threw this together, and then we said 4:30. I wish I would have said 11:30 because I'd still be reading everything. There's a lot of information on this case. I know we have been there previously. I can't speak specifically to what the history is. I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm sorry. All right. As far as the search, I'm not. I don't have that info. I'm going to turn it over to the commissioner and make a statement on the search for Mr. Benefield. Commissioner.
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to speak just on the homicide yesterday and what our efforts are to locate this individual here. So at approximately 8:30 yesterday morning at the intersection of Shawnee and Richlawn in the city of Buffalo, police officers in E District actually pulled up on the location, observed an incident that had occurred. It had already occurred. A vehicle left that scene. Police officers made an attempt to stop that vehicle. The vehicle had refused to pull over for our officers. It was a heavily congested area, traffic area. The vehicle, from the information I have, got on the 33 expressway going in the wrong direction. Due to a lot of reasons, the officers lost sight of the vehicle. They were able to evade. A very short time later, the officers located the vehicle, which is the vehicle in question, and located evidence inside of that vehicle. Our detectives immediately started working the case, working up leads, gaining enough information to get to the point that we can develop a person of interest, that we can actually get that information out. Our detectives have worked this case nonstop, which have included other units within our department, not just our homicide squad, in efforts to locate the individual. We have also engaged the help of some of our federal partners with some other avenues to help locate this individual as well. We are putting out a reward with Crime Stoppers. As you can see, it's a $7,500 reward. Anyone with any information on Adam Bennefield, we encourage you to call 911. You can also call Crime Stoppers. If anybody sees this person, don't attempt to intercede yourself. Please call 911. Stay safe. We consider him to be armed and dangerous. He is a person of interest in this homicide. We are looking to bring him in safely and quickly. And again, anybody that has any information, please contact us and know that we have been working this case 24/7 since it occurred. We have a lot of resources that we are putting into this to get this individual in custody. Again, as Chief Gould said, this is an awful, tragic ending to a domestic violence incident. Our hearts go out to the family, to the children. Obviously, this is something that will be forever lasting for that family.
Was she wearing a bulletproof vest?
I'm not going to get into specifics of the case. Hopefully, with a cooperation and the assistance of the community, we can get the person of interest into our custody. And at such a time, we'll be able to be in a better position to answer more questions. And please understand, there are things that I can't talk about and I have to hold back for the benefit of the investigation. But for right now, the important thing is locating this individual as a person of interest. Talk about and I have to hold back for the benefit of the investigation. For right now, our belief right now is that he is still local. On part two of that question, I don't have an answer to that, but we believe he is still local. Our belief right now is that he is still local.
Will that affect search efforts in any way, shape, or form?
There's no difference in what we're doing right now. So I'll just say that we are using every available resource to locate him.
There's rumors that he may have considered committing suicide. Do you have evidence that supports he's alive? Do you believe him to be alive?
I have no information to what you're saying. I have no information on that. I believe he's still alive, and he is still out there.
And my question about the reward, we had someone sort of complain that the reward was originally $1,500 and they felt like that was insignificant. Can you explain what led to increasing the reward to this much?
It was an inadvertent post that was sent out. It was a $2,500 reward. Homicides used to do a Crime Stoppers a $2,500 reward. We got that corrected very quickly and sent out the updated bulletin. The reward is $7,500 there are past cases where the reward was at 25. We fixed that, and it was taken care of quickly. And again, we encourage anyone to contact us.
Are you able to speak about his past offenses, such as the ones that happened in 2000 that were kind of similar to this case?
I don't. That is public record by this point. He was convicted. He served, I believe it was 15 years for that. It's my understanding he got released from prison in 2015. So I don't have enough to speak at length. That went through the whole legal process back then.
And her kids were in the car at the time that she was killed.
I'm not going to comment on that. I know there's other reports. I'll leave it with other reports. Again, that gets into evidentiary stuff that I'm not going to comment on the scene, the specifics of the scene. Anything else?
Is there anything we didn't ask you that you think we should know about?
You know, at this point, we would just like to safely and efficiently, quickly have Adam Bennefield in our custody so that we can, you know, put an end to this.
If somebody is helping him, what are they risking?
I don't want to go down that road of speculating, but if somebody is, anyone is assisting him in preventing police from finding him, there are consequences to that. I would highly encourage anyone that has any information on him to please call 911. Let the police handle this.
You talked a lot about bail reform in the past. I mean, do you think bail reform is to complain or to is, you know, a reason that this man was back out? You know, is that a reason to blame for this incident happening here?
For the purposes of this, at this time, I'm going to stick to this part of it. Any comments on that, you know, could potentially come at a later date.
Were they still? What was their relationship situation? Should we be calling them husband and wife, or were they estranged? Or?
Legally, I don't know exactly what.
They were living together and she grew up?
I'm not going to get into that part. I don't have a domestic history in the city of Buffalo, so I'm not going to get into the past. I'm concentrating right now on the homicide that occurred yesterday and our efforts in a search. So I'm not going to comment about things that came before that.
But they both have the same last name.
They both have the same last name. And we did release the victim's name. That went out, I think, around the 3 o'clock hour. So you should all have that at this point. So, all right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Like y'all said, it's almost like, I mean, it is like that. You gotta be, can y'all hear me? I don't hear me yet. Okay. You gotta be, she wasn't beat up bad enough for them to do anything to, like when I heard that it was a misdemeanor, that was my question. Why is it a misdemeanor? The way that he beat her like that. But they're saying that the initial reports, because when they first went out, she didn't tell them how bad he beat her. I think the report said that he punched her in the face. He did way more, but when she was able to show them the video later, but he's saying that the initial officers didn't have that, as if when they went to court, they didn't know that. That's how he made it seem. I don't know if that's how it went, but that's a shame that you got to be severely beat or some bones got to be broken or it got to be bad enough for it to be considered a misdemeanor and for them to do something. Like they should have definitely considered his past. But I heard him say New York is the only city that don't. Like this dude tried to escape from prison. He rammed into into his ex-girlfriend who was pregnant with his child at the time.
Despite advances in forensic science, most crimes are still solved the old.
Man, now how that gonna start playing this late in the game? I'm like, what the hell is that? Shout out to Prettiest Eyes. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Salute, beautiful queen, Miles in chat. Shout out to you. And thank you, Cece, for letting me know y'all could hear me. And what did I say? Oh my God, this thing is so annoying. Yeah, that just threw me all off. Ladies, please do a background check and make sure you know who you sleeping with. Man, like that's a lot. They got a whole video of this guy escaping prison. Well, after they caught him. But I'm saying, man, oh my God. I don't know if she knew or not. I really don't know. But the reason why I said that is because we do have to be our own protectors. You know, we got to make sure we know who these people are that we bringing into the house with our children. You know what I'm saying? This dude was no stranger to crime. And they just told us that. I'm sure he has way more than that, y'all. So he was in prison from 2020 to 2015. But he did a whole lot. Escaping prison. And then he was out, I think they said, for like 19 hours before they caught up with him again. So ain't no telling when or if they gonna catch up with him. And it's also no telling who he might be terrorizing right now as we speak. But one thing that he did say, if you are holding him, you gonna be in major trouble. You better believe that. If you are housing a criminal, they did it with that guy that remember the girl Brooklyn. Wait, what was her name? Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. She was taken out of her home and they captured the guy on surveillance taking her out of the home. Brittany Booker. And that guy was being hidden by like 3 females. Now, come on, man. You know somebody that did that to a woman as a woman. You should be more solid than that. Now, if he holding you hostage and at gunpoint, that's a whole different story. But to house a criminal, and you know, this makes me think about a case that just happened in my city back home. A 10-year-old child was shot in a car in a drive-by. The only person that was killed in the car was the 10-year-old child. A female allegedly housed the guys that did this crime. Tell me why a couple days ago, I guess because there was a court hearing and things like that, and so her face was out there, her name was out there, and the criminals, one of the guys is still on the loose, but they caught her and one of the guys. It was 2 of them. So they let her out on the ankle monitor. They told her she can go home and she can only leave to go to work and whatever, take kids to school or something. I know work for sure. So she has some co-workers taking her home. This is the story that I'm being told. Co-workers take her home. Tell me why a car pulls up, shot both of her co-workers, killing them, and shot her in the hip. She was in the back seat because she knew that these guys had did what they did, and she gave them a place to stay. Now 2 of her co-workers is dead because they gave her a ride home. Now she's shot. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So yeah, when he said it's a lot of consequences to that, it is, because it's a lot of street justice going on out here. And we don't know where this guy might be. Like I said, he might be somewhere terrorizing another female. He's so desperate, he could have broken into somebody's home and hiding them out. This dude is a menace to society. And he should have never been out on the damn street. Not ever. So I know that I had ran across her Facebook page. And I'm going to pull it up again while I'm thinking about it. Let me see. I really don't have to pull it up. I did a few screenshots because actually her sister, like her sister said on the news, that she has her sister's Facebook info or her login on her phone and stuff, and she actually posted on there just thanking her sister for being a mother to her. That's another indication that the mother was not there. She didn't really raise them, according to some of the information I got off of her page. And so I'ma just go through some of the screenshots that I have here. So this is something that her sister wrote, and she said, "To my loving sister, my mom, actually, you loved and raised me like your own. From all the hairstyles you gave me to teaching me how to cook my first steak, to sex talks, to making me promise you to save my virginity, and taking me to buy my very first car. You supposed to be always, first car, you supported me always. I can't thank you enough for that. You were like the glue holding all the siblings together, there for each and every one of us. We all knew we could come to you for anything. I refuse to believe we failed you, for God has all the answers and the final say, and I'm sure your killer will reap what he sows. In your final moments, I know you knew you were loved by your family. For this, life has been hell to you. Kiss and hug big boy up there for me. I know you long for the day where the two of you could be together again. I love you both always and forever." And I'm happy I read that, because that's another thing I meant to say. She had a little boy that she lost. I don't know how she lost him, because like I said, this Facebook page that she has is a newly created page, and I was hoping that I could find out what happened to her son. She had a child that was lost, that passed away, that looked like he was a good 3 or 4 years old on this picture that I'm looking at. Because when her sister wrote that post, she put a picture of the little boy in it and said, "Hug and kiss the big boy for me." So, and then when they wrote her GoFundMe, they mentioned that she had 4 children and 1 was deceased. So she already been through tragedy, and I don't know what happened. But so also another thing that I'm seeing is that on March 7th of 2021, she changed her relationship status to engaged. So she's been dealing with this guy at least in March of 2021. I don't know how long. And what, I mean, it could have been, she could have just met him, because, he seemed like a spontaneous type of guy. And she seemed like a woman that was looking for love, because she had to grow up fast if her mother wasn't there. And I don't know where her father was. And then there's even a picture of her mother, and I can tell that her mother, probably was in the streets. Maybe she still is. But when she posted that she had to cut her mother off completely, and I don't think I screenshotted that because I needed to see the date. But it looks like she may have gotten married in August of 2021, because the person that took the pictures tagged her. Well, no, she shared them from the person I believe took the pictures, and she shared them August 16th of 2021. And it says, "Congratulations again to Keaira." And they actually had a really nice wedding. So, I mean, like, it was a bunch of, looked like they probably spent a lot of money. They was on the water. I don't know if they was on a boat or whatever. She looked pretty. I actually meant to put some of these pictures in here. On January 20th of this year, and this was probably just to stroke his ego, she posted, "I have the best man in the world." you know, a lot of insecure men, they drive women to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, here's something that she posted right here. January 21st, she posted this about her mother. Well, she shared this. It says, having a mother who still looks out for you as an adult is what I call a blessing. She shared that. But then she typed it in and said, changing my generational curse. My kids gonna have me to the day I die. And even then, I'ma have it set up. Well, they're still gonna be cool. They're still gonna be good. I know that she didn't expect this to happen. And I don't think she was able to put nothing in place either. You know what I'm saying? You know, she had posted a video that she had posted like a video of some guys working out like they was in a boot camp, and basically was saying like acting like it was her husband, and just basically like just making a little joke. It was kind of cute, but looking at what happened now is like he was far from that guy. And then on February 22nd, which would be her thinking back, because she posted pictures of her wedding and said, this really was the best day of my life. She said, this was the best day of my life. I never felt more beautiful, special, loved. I got a lifetime friend, partner who loves me with every breath. He has gave me a beautiful dream wedding. I love you, Adam, forever. And not even, just this short time later, she's gone. Shout out to Miss T with the T. Thank you for coming in. How you doing? Also, I want Team Viral channel members to drop your link. If you have content, I think it's just Brooklyn Squad in here right now. But Brooklyn Squad, make sure you drop your link. I am allowing channel members to drop it at, you know, when I say drop it, usually a little towards the end. February 22nd, she posted, planning my wedding was the most stressful thing ever, but worth all the gray hairs and the weight loss and tears. So she also posted, because this is something that the news has shared, and she said, yo, I swear the cops ain't effing shit until you're dead. This effing crazy. They need a dead body before they help. This is like wild as AF. Like I'm saying, and calling and begging for them to help me. They are useless. And basically, that's what the guy just told us. Her injuries wasn't bad enough. Did everybody see the video? Because I could link it somewhere. That video, of course, I can't play it on here. He beat her bad. And I don't know how that wasn't violent enough, but I guess she didn't have enough bruises. Wasn't no broken bones. It wasn't enough. Even after seeing that tape, because I think by the time, I would think that by the time he went to court, they did have that tape. But you got to sustain certain injuries for it to be considered a felony. That's crazy. They need to change that, man. Especially when you have a person's record like his record. There's no reason for that. It's like that in Texas. Welcome in 5 to 10. That is absolutely crazy. We place so much emphasis on the wedding and not the marriage. Exactly. And listen, to me, people want to be able to say, my husband, my wife, to make it look like it's something that is not. Some women that's married think they better than the women that's not married. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. Yeah, it's not. But I'm telling you, man, all the red flags was there. And my heart goes out to her, especially the babies that got to be left with that memory, because her oldest child is going to remember that. It was an older child. It was her oldest child. I don't know how old they are, but the oldest could be 10 or something. You know, the second oldest may be 4 to 6, and then it was an infant in the car because she not too long ago had a baby. Because in February she posted, "I can't wait to meet my son. He was born. His due date was April 2nd." So what? That leave him about 5 or 6 months. That's his child. And he didn't give a damn enough about his own child to not take his mother from him. But you want to go get custody, but you leave him in the car. To, you know, like, how long? I don't know how long it took for people to come over and get them babies out of that scene. They could have got hit. He didn't care. Talking about custody of a kid. Sit your stupid ass down. Can't even control yourself. So the GoFundMe that was posted says towards her children, and the goal is 15,000, and so far, well, when I screenshotted it, they were over 2,300. So this one was actually her sister, I believe, that we've been seeing on the news. The names are similar, but anyway, it says, "Hi, my name is 𝒧𝒪ntavia 𝒪ntavia I am one of Keaira's younger sisters. Keaira Hudson Jeter passed away unexpectedly due to gun violence and domestic abuse. She was brutally murdered by her husband and taken away from her children and family too soon. She has 4 beautiful children, with one being deceased. She leaves behind her 2 daughters and her newborn son. We are accepting any donations that anyone is willing to give. We just want to say we appreciate each and every one of you." Wow. So on March 7th, she had posted, because remember, I was like, she created this page not too long ago, and it was kind of close to getting married and having a baby and all that kind of stuff. But she said, "Okay, my last page I'll be making. My stalker keeps reporting me and getting my page blocked." So I'm like, who the heck was stalking her before this guy? So when I seen that, it made me wonder, has she ever been in a bad relationship like this before? You know what I'm saying? It just makes me wonder. But this bastard need to be taken off the streets immediately. And he should have never got out. Like, I just can't with that part. Anyway, y'all, I'm looking in the chat, making sure I ain't missing nothing. You didn't see the video, Kathy B? I'll send it to you through text, because I can't even drop the link to the video in the chat. Let me see. See if I can find it right quick. I'm glad I got the link to her channel, because a lot of times. Oh, this is a post that she posted. This was her last post right here. September 30th, she said, "Don't underestimate me. I am a Houston. I'm a Hudson. We were born strong, but I also know when you play weak." She said, "I also know when to play weak, and it saved my life. I was smart enough to get myself out of that situation alive." And what she meant by that is, this is after she had posted the video and stuff. And she was referring to the video because in the video, he was beating her so bad. I mean, he just came through the where she was at, and right away he grabbed her. Looked like he punched her in the stomach first, then gave her an uppercut, rushed her to the couch, and was just wailing on her. I'm talking about taking him way back and connecting. Then he was just, I'm talking about both hands, just beating her like she was a dude on the street. Then he grabs her and takes her to the floor and start doing it again. He commenced the kicking on her. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. It's pissing me off talking about it. Whew. A sorry ass man. So what she did was she laid there and she stopped moving, period. She laid there like she was dead, pretty much. But he knew she wasn't. Then he's standing there all out of breath, hands on his hip, just looking down at her. Then you see him go to the door, open the door like he needed a little air. I wish somebody would have came and knocked his ass out. For real. Now, I was doing okay till I started trying to give y'all a description of that video, because that was absolutely freaking disgusting. And it didn't make no sense for a man to be doing that to a woman for no reason. So I'm going to read a few of the comments that I'm seeing here. Let me see. What did this one say? Something has to be done. And as a Black woman, I'm trying to think of a plan. I don't know her, but this bothers me to the point I keep coming to her page. As Blacks in America, the justice system is against us and not for us. We cannot let this go, as we must fight for better laws and justice, and name a law after her name for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I can't get this off my mind. That sick piece of shit, I swear. Another person, law enforcement just keeps failing us. She did nothing but cry for help, and nobody did shit. BPP dead ass wrong. R.I.P. Queen. I hate the devil. I wish I knew you enough to help you. This is so sad and extremely angry. I'm so sorry to know you lost your life behind this. Yeah, it's sick. Really sick. The saddest part to me is that these babies have that memory of their mother, because they left here with it. You know, she's gone on now, but these babies are left here to suffer. And who gonna raise them? I wonder. You know, she didn't have a good relationship with her mother, according to the stuff she posted. Her mother may or may not be even in a position to be able to help her with her children. So who raises the children? That's my biggest concern. I feel bad that she had to go through this, but she don't have no pain no more. But the ones here that's left, they do. Somebody said, how tragic. She reached out for help and wore a bulletproof vest. These emotional ass men, this is just ridiculous. I wish he can get the death penalty. What y'all think about the death penalty? Do y'all think that he should get life in prison, or are y'all for the death penalty? I'm just curious, because when I tell y'all, the time goes really fast too. Like 15 years go past so fast, it'll make your head spin. And somebody said, this is why vote the governor not out of the office. She is for this bottom line. This is extremely sad. R.I.P. Keaira. I didn't know you personally, but I can feel the pain and suffering through the energy of everything. God bless your family and friends. My heart hurts for them babies. You didn't deserve this, and neither did them little angels. R.I.P. beautiful woman. The judicial system failed you woefully. I don't know you, and yet I've been miserable since learning about what happened. See, a lot of people, it is people that care in the world, y'all, and I be wanting to read the comments just to see what people think. But I can tell y'all where some brutal comments be, and that be in the news. Any news video you go to, people be talking mad crazy. And a lot of times they be disrespectful to the victims and everything. Somebody said, I'm sorry this happened to you, as I was in a domestic situation once upon a time in my life. I'm so sorry that this police failed you. May your beautiful soul rest peacefully in heaven. May God cover your children in his blood as they go on with life without you. And I'm going to read this last one that says, I didn't know you personally, but my heart hurts for how the state of New York failed you. You deserve the right to life, freedom, and justice. Prayers for your family, your children, and prayers for justice. May God give you all the blessings you deserve. Rest in peace, Keaira Hudson, is what I'm saying. And it's really sad, man. What do I say? What do we say? But let me see what y'all saying about the death penalty. Eye for eye. Okay. I have mixed feelings on the death penalty. Some cases I think yes, some no. I think life in prison is a slow death. So I would choose life in prison over the death penalty. I would. Because death is too easy. Even though there's life after death, but I don't know, but I believe street justice for sure. Hey, yeah, that street justice is something. Man, yeah. Who knows? Who knows where this guy is though? But until they find a body somewhere stinking, I'm gonna just assume that he is out here on the run. Wait a minute, did they just... Oh, okay. I didn't see this before. Hold on, because what I'm trying to do... Wait, why didn't I see it at the top? I'm trying to find that video now. But I wonder if it's off. Because this stuff is skipping all the way. Her sister I think her sister took that off. But if I come across it, Kathy B, I'll send it to you though. Let me see something. Because I had copied a few links. I might still have it on my tray. Hold on. It's everywhere though. Other people posted it. I can't post. I'm not posting that. But I did share it to one of my groups, though. Let me see. I have a Facebook book group called Black Women and Girls Murdered and Missing. I don't think I can watch it. I was tearing up watching the other videos. Okay, well, I ain't gonna worry about it. Yeah, it's hard to watch, Kathy B. I ain't gonna even lie. In Texas, you have to kill someone while committing a felony to get the death penalty, death sentence. Example, killing someone while robbing them or while really? What the heck? Wow. So nobody else have an opinion about it, I guess? Only Kathy B and Tracy? I need to go. I'm not gonna do it on this live, but I'm gonna do an unboxing because I've been so excited to see what's in the box because y'all know, some of y'all know, Stay Dangerous sent me some gifting mail. And I'm excited. I ain't opened it, so I can't open it until I go live. So I'm gonna set up a unboxing, and I might come back and do it today. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. But y'all know, because I'll send it to y'all. Make sure y'all know. But I probably should just do it today. I started to set the live up right after this end, and also I'm gonna finally go ahead and do the Eliza case. And that one, if you don't have the notification bell set or the if you haven't hit thumbs up or anything on that video, after this one end, that one is going to pop up. If y'all could please do that, because I'm going to do that story tomorrow. And I'm also going to be doing an update on the two kids that was found laying next to each other deceased. I want to go over that 911 call. I want to go over the letter because I didn't give my, I want to go over it like step by step because I didn't give my opinion about what I was hearing, just to make you understand what I was thinking with that. Also going to be going over the details of Desiree Thompson, but I didn't want to do that while Cherie was here. I don't know if I'm going to do it at all because she didn't want the kids to know. Even though I don't know, y'all, it's just it's kind of hard once you know people. It's hard to do stuff that's gonna hurt them. So but she did give me the article, and I told her I was gonna do it, but I don't know. Yeah, it definitely had me tearing up, man. Oh my God, so senseless. I didn't even realize she was 40 years old because she don't look it. I ain't put none of the pictures. Did y'all see the what? Do y'all want me to pull up her page? Have y'all seen her wedding pictures and stuff? I probably could put them in here right quick. Hold on, y'all. Don't leave now. I'll be right back. It's always justice for Jelani Day.
Yet the mystery of Jelani Day has only deepened. Today we talk with his mother about all the clues that simply don't add up. Here's Rob Stafford. What have you lost?
A big piece of me.
Carmen Day has lost more than most of us could ever imagine, and still hasn't found the reason her son Jelani went missing.
I want to find out what happened to him. I want the people who did this to him to be held accountable.
Hey everybody, my name is Jelani Day.
Jelani Day was 25, an A student from a close-knit, high-achieving family in downstate Danville, Illinois. He was getting his graduate degree in speech pathology at Illinois State University.
Why speech pathology? He wanted to help others who didn't have a voice for themselves to be able to speak.
Last August 24th, Jelani got coffee at this Starbucks at the ISU Student Union in Normal around 7:20 a.m., even though he wasn't doing class until the afternoon. That's him on security tape, dressed up in black pants and a blue button-down. Carmen watched the tape, searching for clues.
And I see him looking at his phone. I see him walk back across the campus. Then I see a video of his car leaving.
Nearly 2 hours later, 𝒃🃗 was caught on camera again, this time wearing shorts and a Jimi Hendrix t-shirt at a marijuana dispensary 10 minutes away in Bloomington. His mother says he bought one joint, then disappeared. The key question, what caused 𝒃🃗 to leave campus, change out of his dress clothes when he had an important class that afternoon? Was he texting with someone on his cell phone? What was said in the messages? His mother says this clearly goes far beyond the legal purchase of a small amount of marijuana. Something changed, right?
Something changed.
What happened?
I don't know.
You think the answer's on that phone?
I do.
2 days after his disappearance, police an hour north in Peru, Illinois, found 𝒃🃗's car in a wooded area near the town's YMCA. The license plates had been removed. Over the next week, 𝒃🃗's wallet, iPhone, and other items were found in several locations, some more than a mile from the car. Then a partially clad, decomposed body was discovered on the bank of the Illinois River, curiously upstream from the car. Carmen rushed to the scene, but police said she should not view the body.
Didn't even get to look at my baby. I didn't see him, and I wish I would have looked at him. I wish I would have.
Using DNA and dental records, authorities made a positive ID and said the cause was drowning. Did 𝒃🃗 know how to swim?
Yes, he knew how to swim. 𝒃🃗 was a member of swim team in high school.
So how did he end up in the river? Is there any chance 𝒃🃗 took his own life?
𝒃🃗's never had any kind of any inclination that he wanted to harm himself.
Was he on any medication
He was
for mental
not on
illness,
nothing.
depression?
Nothing.
Justice for 𝒃🃗!
Justice for 𝒃🃗!
Carmen Day has accused the Bloomington police of dragging their feet when she first reported 𝒃🃗 missing. She says she feels they would have worked much harder if her son wasn't black.
Bloomington dropped the ball from the beginning.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Reverend Jesse Jackson are helping in her fight for answers.
Throughout this whole ordeal, I try not to be that angry black woman or try not to be in their face and telling them what they needed to do because I needed them to look for my child.
Bloomington police declined our request for an interview. Carmen says they've told her 𝒃🃗's phone is with the FBI, which is still trying to unlock whatever evidence may be inside.
And I'm trusting God that everything I'm doing to find out what happened to him will not be in vain. This is not going to be an unsolved mystery.
All right, y'all. So I got a few pictures that I'm putting in here so y'all can see some pictures from her wedding. Dang, I be close as heck. Ugh. I'm still sleepy, y'all. I look sleepy too. Bright old light. Hold on. No, the light is better. Okay, so I think the picture's in here. Hold on, y'all. Now, if I push this too dang far, I can't see. That'd be the problem. Okay, here's a couple pictures, y'all. Let me turn my camera off. So it looks like they were on like the water. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the few that I put in here. He looks soft, if you ask me. Soft batch. And now this is where we at right here. Looking for this goofy looking dude right here. Who I bet you he wouldn't put his hands on another man. But he got all the smoke for a woman. This is who they looking for. If you see him, you want to call 911 Crime Stopper. It says 716-867-6161. So 7,500 reward for him. And he's considered armed and dangerous, so you don't want to approach him, but you definitely want to call Buffalo Police, Crime Stopper, 911, whoever. Call somebody. Let me see if y'all saying anything. And, yes, justice for 𝒃𝓃𝓃𝓃. No, I haven't seen the pictures. If you can, please. I haven't seen it. I don't think I can watch it. Okay, yep. Okay, good. So those were the pictures, man. And she said that was the happiest moment of her life. She really felt beautiful, and I could really tell that she was reflecting when she posted that. She was reflecting back, because I believe they have been. I am just curious to know when was the first time he hit her. I know the family didn't agree with the marriage, and that indicates that he hit her before. Somebody had to know this guy's record, even his own family. But family members, they ain't gonna tell you nothing. They not. You gonna find out like this. So definitely a coward, punk, for sure. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I will maybe be back, or tomorrow I'm gonna definitely do the unboxing because I want to see the shirt. So peace and love, y'all. And if y'all haven't smashed that thumbs up, please do it now.